You are now listening to KRAN's podcast, Stories Without Limits. Thank you for tuning in.
Welcome to KRAN's podcast, Stories Without Limits. My name is Lou and I will be your host today. So today we have a wonderful person with us. Not only is she an incredible creative facilitator, but she's also an extremely talented singer and songwriter, Claire Holmes.
Hello.
Hello.
Thanks for having me on the podcast.
Yes, lovely to have you. So I met Claire when we worked on a project together with KRAN's Young Women's Circle, which is what we're going to be talking about today, and which we will play at the end of the interview, so keep listening until the end. Claire, how are you? And could you tell us a little bit about you and what you do?
Yes, so I'm a musician, a songwriter and a vocalist, and I'm also a facilitator and do youth work. So I'm originally from the West Midlands and spent a lot of my sort of early career in Bristol. And I was lucky to be involved in a lot of amazing community projects around there. And yeah, it got me really interested in music and the arts as a force for social change and creating spaces for belonging and community and connection. So that's what I do nowadays. I work with music and different groups, and that's how I ended up working with KRAN.
Amazing. I'm so glad that we found each other because I'm KRAN's new project developer and responding to young women moving to new areas with no friends, feeling a bit isolated. I started a project called the Young Women's Circle, and me and Claire first conceived of a project together as it being a sort of free voice project to try and encourage the girls to use their voice, make friends, but really it was a lot more than that. So Claire, could you talk to us a little bit about the project and the original idea?
Yeah, so you got in touch with me about this project and you told me about the young women's group that you were working with. And we were discussing the fact that some of the young people were experiencing sort of isolation, having just arrived in the country. And we really wanted to kind of create a project where we could help them to develop those sort of friendship bonds in the group and build up their confidence and use their voice as well. So we created this project and we applied for funding from the Youth Music Trailblazer Fund, which we're very lucky that we were awarded. The idea was to create a sort of music-based project where the young women could come together to write a song, but also to kind of be creative, express themselves, have fun, and have an opportunity to kind of share their story with the world. So we brought the project together and the idea was to write and record a song. And that's what we did.
Yes, we did. And so what was your experience of the group? And what struck you about the girls when you met them? And did it fit with your approach to youth work?
Yeah, so my approach with youth work is always to have fun, more than anything, I think. I think if there's opportunities for fun and laughter, it builds trust in the group, and trust allows people to be vulnerable with each other, and that vulnerability is what leads to connection. I think it's really, really important actually to have fun as the kind of baseline underneath everything. So I was really always trying to create a safe space in the group with lots of laughter. And I think that's what we achieved. One of the things that struck me about the group when I think back to those sessions is just how open to having fun they all were. There was so much laughter, there was so much silliness, dancing, singing, painting. I feel like these young people are just oozing with creativity. It's just such a natural part of who they are. They just need a chance to express themselves. They're an amazing group and they show so much resilience. There were so many sessions where we would have a new young person in the group that didn't know anyone, and they would be so brave and, working in a different language to what they're used to. They would get up and sing a song in the group, which was so brave of them. And I also think the thing that struck me about the group is just the care that they have for each other.
Yeah.
They were always so caring to each other, and if there was ever a new girl in the group, they would be taken under the wing of someone. They're amazing young people. It was such a privilege to work with them.
It's also they always shared with us as well. I felt like it was a really, like, we'd go in, or you would have planned and gone in with a sort of theme and things we were doing, and then would often be, sharing their favourite songs and so I think you had a real talent of bringing that out as well, making it safe for them to share things, which I think was brilliant. Yeah.
Yeah, that's lovely. I mean, and it's testament to the young people how open they were to sharing.
Yeah.
And I think they brought so much of themselves to these sessions and also to the song, which I think is what makes it feel so alive and so full of like their spirit.
That's so true. Yeah, so moving on to the song, could you talk us through some of the lyrics and the elements of the song that you think make it special? So what does it reflect about the group and the girls?
Yeah, so when we started working on the song, we initially kept the I wanted to keep the theme and the sort of brief for the song quite open so that the young people could lead. We wanted it to be youth-led and for them to kind of define what was important to them and what was relevant to them. So we sort of said to them, what do you want to write about? And the thing that came back loud and clear was love, peace, and happiness.
Yeah.
And I think it's so beautiful that despite, whatever's going on in these young women's lives, that was what was in their heart and what they wanted to share with the world.
Yeah.
So we sort of went through a process of getting comfortable with each other, making music and sharing music. So we did lots of song sharing when the young women would bring different songs to the group, and we've discovered some amazing music that we all loved. There's one particular song which is a song by an Eritrean artist called Rashid Hussein Mahmoud, called Anu Intiko. And there's a remix on YouTube which is a Afar and Tigrinya remix with an artist called Dina, and one of the girls brought this song to the group, and it was like everyone was singing, everyone was dancing, they loved it so much. And so we ended up taking this song as a bit of an inspiration for our song. We also listened to Barambo, like traditional Somalian poetry that gets read at weddings, and has dancing and drumming to go with it. So we thought it would be interesting to kind of bring that spoken word element into the song. So we kind of had our inspiration and we had themes that the young women were interested in writing about. And so we asked them, what does love mean to you? What does peace mean to you? What does happiness mean to you? And they wrote down what it meant to them. And we had some lovely sessions writing lyrics. They were writing in English, writing in their own languages. I've got some quotes here, actually. Some of the lyrics that they wrote are so beautiful. We had, love is like a butterfly to me. It is respect and understanding. For me, peace is having a picnic, spending time with friends who I trust and who make me happy. Love is the key to understanding people. And I especially love this one, I love myself. And I just think it says so much about the girls that this was what they wrote and what they came out with, just their positivity, how much love they have in their hearts. It was really beautiful.
Yeah, that was also what struck me, being sort of supporting the sessions. That was what really sort of spoke to me as well. I think especially because it was around the time of lots of debate and conversations in wider discourse about flags and things like that. And the thing that the girls really wanted to talk about was love and community and peace, and it was an antidote for me as well.
Oh, absolutely.
And yeah, they're such an inspiration, aren't they?
Yeah.
So technical, more about the sort of recording process. So how did it go from sort of these fun, open, informal sessions to actually recording the song? How did you do that?
Yeah, so it was a really interesting process, actually, because we were working with some amazing musicians. We had a musician called Graham Godfrey, who's an amazing percussionist, John Harvey, who plays bass, and Steve Pringle, who plays keyboards. So Graham gave us lots of different drum beats that we could share with the girls, and they could sort of choose which ones they got excited by. So we sort of tried to combine, working with these musicians externally with letting the young people kind of lead how the song was developed. So we worked with Graham, developing like a catchy drum beat that they could dance to. We knew we wanted the song to be something that was really danceable because there was always so much dancing in our sessions. we obviously had the lyrics from the girls, and then myself, Graham, John, and Steve, we went into a recording studio and we kind of recorded the backing track of the song, as it were, so that then we had a session just with the girls. They could come in and kind of run it like a karaoke session in a way. Like, we had all of their lyrics, we had posters stuck up on the walls with their words and with the chorus that we'd written, and we just had a really fun day in the studio where all the girls had their headphones on. We were piping through the track for them to listen to, and they were all singing and getting really, really into it. They were proper rock stars that day. It was amazing.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was a super fun experience. I think by the end of the day, they'd come up with some amazing recordings of their vocals, and it was really important for us to make their voices the sort of forefront of the track. So we have the recording of them singing, but also it was really important for them to have a chance to speak individually as well, and sort of give them all a moment to shine individually.
And I think the preparation work you did behind that, it was like weeks and weeks of building up to this and like forming that community and those bonds, and getting some lyrics down and having it clear so they had guidance and they had and they knew what it was. But also I think on the day there was some freestyling as well, a little bit.
That's so true, there was. And I think again it was the testament to the group and the kind of community that developed in the group, that on the day people were sort of jumping on the mic and recording things that had never been written down before, which was amazing. And it was just a really, really beautiful process. And when we mixed the track, we really wanted to kind of keep it feeling that live, sort of alive feeling, as if you're in the room with the girls, because there was so much laughter that day, there was so much fun, and so we didn't want it to sound clean and sort of perfect. We wanted it to feel quite full of laughter and life. So I hope that comes across in the recording.
Definitely, you can feel it in the sounds. I think the meaning of the song. So this is kind of leads on to this question, which is about the community. So the girls, this sort of really strong community that was built. But why do you think that's important when working with young people, especially using sort of creativity? Why is it important to have a community, and what did you do to sort of support this?
I mean, I think community is so important to everyone, isn't it? And I don't think it's possible to really be creative unless you feel safe. So that was always my approach with these sessions, was to create a safe space. And I think music and that different arts activities that we did, that was a container in a way. It wasn't, in some ways it's not really about the music. The music was a sort of container for connection and for fun and for them opening up to each other and expressing themselves.
I think that's so important. And once you've had an experience of friendship, and I think that's really at the core of where a lot of our young people feel really deeply cared for, is in their friendships. And if they have an opportunity to be safe with each other and have that strong bond, I think that's such a strong foundation for the rest of your life, in a way, not to get too deep about it. But like, I think if you've had that experience, you know what a healthy relationship is, and you know how to sort of build stronger foundations.
Yeah, completely. And music teaches us so much. It teaches us, to be vulnerable, but it also teaches us what we're capable of and our inner strength and resilience. It offers opportunities for silliness, for experimenting, for being reflective, for building trust. And it also shows you what you're capable of and helps you to understand your inner resilience. I think it's quite scary performing in front of other people. And, in the recording studio that day, the girls were so brave and got up and sang in front of each other. And I think that shared experience also is so important for those friendships. And we also did a little unofficial launch party with some of their peers. And, they were up singing in front of everyone. And it was I felt so proud of them, seeing how much their confidence had grown through this process, I think.
Yeah, and watching them support each other.
Yeah.
And we didn't, we said you definitely don't have to perform anything. And right at the end they said, can we go off and perform?
Yeah, they actually really wanted to.
And they performed that song that you mentioned earlier, the Afar and Amharic?
Afar Tigrinya.
Jegna. song together, didn't they? And all supported each other. And there was a new young person there as well. And I think it was like her second day, and she was up there on stage with them as well, which is so lovely to see.
Yeah, amazing.
So the song was released yesterday, Valentine's Day, and we hope everyone will listen to the song. What is your hope for the song?
My hope for the song is that the people that listen to it enjoy it and get to experience a little bit of the spirit of the girls that wrote it.
Yeah.
Because I just think they're such incredible humans, and I just wish everyone could have a chance to meet them.
Yeah.
Which obviously isn't possible. But in lieu of that, I feel like by hearing this song, you get an insight into what's in their hearts and who they are as people and what beautiful people they are. So I just hope that it goes out into the world and that people enjoy it. More than anything, I hope that the girls feel proud of it, and proud of what they've made, and enjoy sharing their message with the world, because I think it's such an important message for the world at the moment of community and love. It's so simple, really,
it is.
But it's so important.
Yeah, I think in a really divided, with lots of sort of divided opinions about different things, I just think if people met our young people, it's just such a blessing to have them, be part of our community, and people who really understand why community is so important. I think if you have to rely on each other in different ways, just how important it is to community is and friendships are. So it's such a beautiful song. Thank you so much for coming in today and talking to us about behind the scenes of the song.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for having me.
And stay tuned, everyone, for more podcast episodes. We really value your support. So stay tuned in. So we're going to play the song now.
We're going to play it right now. So this is Jegna Jegna Girls and Love is Community. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Love is life, love is life. Peace is happiness, peace is happiness. Love is life, love is life. Peace is happiness, peace is happiness. Love is life, love is life. Peace is happiness, peace is happiness. Love is life, love is life. Peace is happiness, peace is happiness.
Peace is when you go outside without any problem and come back, you return home happy.
Peace is when someone living in happiness, love and peace.
jacaylku waa wax aad u qurux badan, waana xasilooni iyo isfahan iyo farxad. Aniga aad ayaan u jecelahay heesaha jacaylka iyo ereyada jacaylka inaan dhegeysto.
Love is the life, or when you have someone to love you. Jacaylku waa nolol markaad haysatid qofku jecel.
If you are in peace, you can live every day happy.
Love is life, love is life. Peace is happiness, peace is happiness. Love is life, love is life. Peace is happiness, peace is happiness. Love is life, love is life. Peace is happiness, peace is happiness. Love is life, love is life. Peace is happiness, peace is happiness.
having a picnic, spending time with friends who I trust and who make me happy.
Love is like a butterfly to me. It is respect and understanding. Love is happiness.
I love myself. I don't see you every day, but I love you and we see you every day. Nabadu waa marka banaanka aad u baxdo, wax dhibaato aanad arkin, aana soo laabato adigoo faraxsan. Love is the key to understanding people.
Peace is when someone living in happiness, in love, in peace.